Oh God. Is this going to be the week that I poo myself? That is goals. Skinny jabs. I also have a bit of a theory maybe isn't a concern for public health. It has been 224 days since I first started using Mounjaro to support me with weight loss. And here we go, the start of week 32. I'm a bit annoyed at myself because I should have done the washing up last night. I didn't, and I was like, oh, I'll do it in the morning. And now, of course, I am running late and I want to be out the house in the next 10 minutes to go and do Parkrun this morning. But I just can't leave the house and leave washing up to come back to. So at the moment, I'm still mainly following a 7-day dosing cycle with Mounjaro. The last couple of weeks have been a bit off because we were away on a holiday in Florida.
Not another one?
And so that meant that I took 1 dose a day or 2 early, and my most recent dose I took last Sunday. So today, I'm planning today to take it, and then it'll get me back onto my usual Saturday, which is what I try and stick with, just for keeping track more than anything else. So that is the plan, but I'm not going to take that just yet because, as I say, I want to get out to Parkrun, which starts at 9. It's not too far away, but I do need to get there shortly. And I thought, oh, I won't take my injection immediately before going and doing it, just in case. And especially when I tell you later about some of the side effects that I've had this week. Because whilst I am still fine, I'm still happy to keep taking Mounjaro. Wow, it's been a week. There's also been a lot of talk in the press again this week about skinny jabs and Mounjaro and the dangers. And there's been some new regulations around prescribing requirements, etc. Which I'll delve into later because right now, you know, I'm doing the important things. So, like, for the most part, I have been using Zava to get my kwikpens. I've used Zava from my second pen, and I've continually gone back to them throughout the last 7 months now. But I have also shopped around because, as good as I think Zava is, I think I've had no problems with their service. Their prices are generally competitive. There have certainly been times when there's been discounts or promos or offers with other providers, and I'm quite happy to shop around to save the money. I know that I've mentioned that in previous videos, and I know that I've had a few people asking me how that works and what it entails. So I'll try and remember to talk more about that later. But with the changes to apparent prescribing requirements that are coming into effect, that might just become a bit more of a headache. It might mean I just settle down with one provider, which will be Zava. And also, as I continue to lose weight and get closer to coming out of the obese BMI, I've also got to be thinking ahead to my future needs and whether or not I'm going to find myself coming unstuck in the future. A lot going on. Oh. Sorry. Damn it. Temperature this morning is 4 degrees. Oh God, I'm not ready for this. It's been 2 weeks since I did my last park run because of going away on holiday. So I'm feeling a little bit concerned about that, mainly because, you know, I was like getting into a rhythm and I'm sure I'm going to be fine. I suppose I'm just thinking about, like, am I going to continue to see progress, or will I have gone back a little bit because I've not done any running in the meantime, apart from running from It's a Small World to Space Mountain in the parks. So that's something that's potentially stacked against me this morning, as well as it being cold, as well as the fact that I have, for this whole last week, had quite an upset stomach. So I have had very little appetite this week, and I've been having to really force myself to have something at lunchtime, but I've mainly just been having like evening meals. It is literally, I just couldn't stomach very much else. And every time I have eaten, within 15-20 minutes, I'm finding myself sat on the toilet and having some stomach cramps as well. So I've been drinking lots of water, but I'm just conscious and I'm just thinking, oh God, is this going to be the week that I poo myself? So stay tuned. I also did treat myself to a new pair of running trainers. They're not very expensive. I got them in the Nike outlet stores whilst we were away. But the last pair of trainers I had, which were my trusted Nike Pegasus, I did lots of running in more than 10 years ago. Yeah, they needed to go. They were flat as a pancake. So I was like, yeah, they're not going to be supporting my joints at all, and I'm probably going to do myself an injury, especially whilst I'm still heavily overweight and I'm obviously now doing the running thing. And I've been wearing them around the house a bit. I have worn them to the gym a couple of times this week. But again, it's another thing this morning that I'm winding myself up about. I mean, it's only a 5k park run. I can walk around the whole thing if need be, but I really don't want to. I feel like there's a little bit of a fire in my belly, which hopefully isn't diarrhea. I really want to get locked in. I really want to be making some good progress through February. I've got no other holidays in February. I'm away of work for one day next week, but other than that, I feel like it's actually a really good chunk of 3-4 weeks where I can really just focus on my health, weight loss, fitness. Okay. Wish me luck.
One eternity later.
I've had to do a voiceover to update you on my run after the fact because, as you can see, there is no way I was getting any coherent sentences out at this point. But I did it, and that is the main thing. And despite how it might look, I'm very pleased that I did. So how did it go? Well, first of all, I did not shit myself, so yay for that. Go ahead and hit the like button to share in the celebration. I did not poo myself at Parkrun. It was hard work though, having not run at all for a few weeks, and once my timings and stuff came through, I didn't improve on my previous running. I wasn't the slowest that I've been, but I definitely was not the fastest, even though for the first couple of kilometers I was hitting a good time, but then I just had to slow down. I did also have some stomach upset, and so was just kind of quite conscious of that, and probably was running whilst clenching myself. And as if that wasn't enough, the trainers, my nice new trainers, have now got a little blood mark in them because they were rubbing on my ankle and have rubbed the skin away, so that was very sore by the end as well. But it didn't stop me, and I did complete it, and those are easily things that I can fix next week, put some plasters on, etc. So yeah, completed Parkrun. That is my 4th one of the year, I think, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And yeah, let's crack on. I have weighed today and I'm 17 stone 2, which is a total of 240 pounds. That means that since my last video, when I updated you, I have lost a total of 5 pounds. Now, first of all, let's just say any loss is good. I'm happy. And 5 pounds, so it's around £1 a week. Like, I'm good with that. However, in reality, what's happened in the last 6 weeks is I lost some weight, and then we went on holiday, put some weight on, and then lost the holiday weight and have lost a few pounds again since then. So it's just been a bit more like that. But I suppose, like, if you step back and you look at the bigger picture, I've lost 5 pounds in the last 6 weeks, and I am still making progress, even if it's slower progress than I've previously had. That is goals. In terms of side effects and how I'm feeling on the Mounjaro, it's only in the last week since coming back from holiday that I've really felt food suppression, or kind of food noise suppression again. Before we went away, I was definitely feeling like I may have been ready to titrate up, but I was like, no, we'll stick with it for now. And I think actually having a bit of time away, eating a bit more, has really helped my willpower and my determination as well, because I've come back from holiday and I am determined. I am locked in, and I want to keep that all the way through February, because right now I am sitting at 86 pounds lost, which means I have 1 stone or 14 pounds to get to a £100 weight loss. And I feel like that's the next milestone for me. So I'm focused, I'm dialed in, and the road to 100 is what lies ahead. And I'm not sure how soon we're going to get there, but we will get there. I will get there. I know I've already mentioned like my bowel movements in the last week as well. So whilst the food noise suppression and my like hunger suppression has been high, I have had some side effects with like having to go to the toilet a lot, and you know, some of it not being regular movements. But I'm hoping that like that will be all of the Florida, all of the holiday stuff just kind of getting out of my system, and now hopefully, please, we're back onto a more regular schedule from this week. I really hope so, because doing that park run, I was having to clench. Is that TMI? Yeah, probably. So it's time for my next dose. I normally take it earlier in the day than this, but with my stomach feeling the way it was, with going to Parkrun, I was like, we'll switch things up. But it's just before lunchtime. I'm going to take my dose. This is the 10 milligram pen, and you will see that all of the doses have gone. So that's the so what remains is the 5th dose, the golden dose. The people get very mixed feelings and get very het up about this dose. Apart from the first pen, because I just wasn't prepared and hadn't got any of the spare needles, for example. But after the first pen, when I did get rid of it after the 4 doses, I have been consistently making use of that 5th dose because, as I've said plenty of times, this stuff is not cheap, and I'm still using it within the 30 days from when I first opened the pen, and I have had no negative side effects. It doesn't suddenly change the liquid between your 4th and your 5th dose. I mean, people have very strong opinions about it, but let's do it. Now, what I have seen more and more of from other people in the last few weeks is potentially some changes in the pen designs and the plunger. So I am anticipating that this week the 5th dose might prove more difficult to extract, because what people are finding is that the plunger is kind of detached and it's then not pushing it through. I've not had that yet. Will this be the one? So first of all, just to prime it with the 5th dose, if you didn't already know about how to get it out of the pen, because as the pen goes round, it will click as normal and then it'll get to a certain point and that mechanism will not twist in the normal way anymore. Quite simply, you just need a bit of force to break the pen, to break this twist, which is proving more difficult today. I'm really struggling with it today. Oh. I have already got the next pen in the fridge, just in case this goes terribly wrong, but it should be, in previous pens, that just a bit of force to twist this around breaks the mechanism, and then you can still twist it all the way around to where you get a full dose and you can still plunge it. But this one seems to be really... Oh, there we go. Yes, muscles. That was tricky, but now it still twists all the way around, but it's obviously not clicking in the same way that it would for each of these 60 intervals up to a full dose. However, that has come all the way out, meaning I can still go ahead and use a full dose worth, and at the minute for this pen it looks like it should be okay. Nothing's detached here, so fingers crossed. It might just be that this pen is part of an older design, maybe the next pen. But 5th dose, I am a leg injector. Oh, I haven't, getting carried away, I haven't even wiped yet. I do alternate between my thighs. I know people use the stomach, the arms, whatever. Apart from one time when I did it in the stomach, I've always used my fatty bits of my upper thighs to inject, and that has worked well for me. So not mixing things up today and tempting fate, especially with that bowel experiences of the last week. And with a needle inserted, the pushing down just is exactly the same as you would normally do it when you are using the other doses. The only thing you might find, as will happen with this one, is that it doesn't plunge down, it doesn't kind of depress quite as smoothly as it does for the first 4 doses. But it has gone in, and now you can see the pen has gone right back down to its starting position, and that is my 5th dose all done. Honestly, the fact that I don't film anything for 6 weeks and then I'm literally babbiting on all day is not lost on me. But I am heading up to Asda, so I wanted to go and get a few bits for the week. This week I'm also away with work one evening, so like Tuesday I'm away, Wednesday I get home late, which I'm not necessarily looking forward to, because it means that it completely disrupts my like routine. That means that there's no spin class that I'll be going to Wednesday morning, and yeah, and eating away. One thing that's been really on my mind these last few weeks, and something that is really starting to do my head in, is the skinny jabs news coverage.
Skinny jabs.
Skinny jabs.
First of all, I really dislike the language skinny jab. I feel like it's really reductive. It really suggests that, oh, you just take this and the weight drops off, which is not true. You have to be eating in a calorie deficit. You have to be, looking after yourself. And clearly, for some people, they will do little to no exercise. And for some people, like myself, I'm working hard to get fitter and healthier. I could not still be eating all the takeaways and all the crap, on the frequency that I did, and have lost the weight I have. Like, there's been a lot of effort put in, and Mounjaro is a game changer. I've said it and I stand by it, but it's not a magic cure. You have to put in some effort, you have to put in the work, because you can easily eat past it. Secondly, I just don't like the language. Skinny jab sounds horrible. That kind of onomatopoeic, GCSE English language, that automatic sound of skinny jab, I hear it and it gives me a reaction. And that's probably why they use it, I suppose, because in the press and on all the TV, when they talk about skinny jab, it provokes that reaction. Like, is that just me? Am I just particularly sensitive to it? Why is the news, why are the TV shows not calling it obesity busters or overeating cures? There are so many other things, but they've chosen skinny jab. And I think it's intentional, and yeah, it's just really annoying me. I can't do anything about it other than just rant about it on here and talk to you about it, but yeah, don't like it. But also with that skinny jab language, it's just all the stories. And I feel like every time I catch daytime TV, there's a lot more horror stories, there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of fear-mongering, so many stories, so many horror stories, and not a lot of balance, I would say. And that's nothing new, The press sensationalises things. Oh, shock. But I suppose, for this one, because it's something that I'm living in, and also, I know for myself, I've not been parading around on a daily basis shouting with a megaphone, I'm taking Mounjaro, I'm taking a GLP-1 medication. I've told some people when they have asked, or I've told some people who are kind of close to me, but for the most part I haven't. So do let me know in the comments, what's your approach been, or what are your thoughts around sharing, not sharing? Part of me just wants to go, oh, fuck it. And if people ask, just tell them bluntly and very clearly about it. Because I feel like I'm just creating this secret and shame for myself. But at the same time, like I've said, you don't have to tell anyone. You don't owe anyone an explanation. So, yeah, 30 plus weeks of being on Mounjaro, and I still haven't quite resolved that in my personal life. And yet, here I am sharing it on the internet. So that was a quick and easy little shop, not a big shop, just to get a few bits that I wanted about either only available in Asda or are currently on offer. So let me do a mini haul for you, starting with these are my obsession right now. Like, oh, that's delicious. The Japanese gyozas from Itsu. They do all different flavours. They do some chicken ones, some vegetable ones. These pork ones. They're delicious. They're delicious. I can't get enough of them. I'm definitely in my Japanese food era. These, the hot soup dumplings. These are coming on offer at Asda for £2.77. So they are not cheap, but oh, they're worth it. I would have paid full price. Specifically, this was why I came out. But as well as the dumplings, I also did pick up, I've not had these for a while, so I sort of saw them and I thought, yeah, that's what I want. A couple of salad pots. If you've been here for a long time, if you've been here since last summer, you'll know that I swear by these through the summer when it's hot and you just want an easy lunch that's tasty, full of vegetables, calorie counted, there's no friction, it's easy peasy. So, oh, great. These salad pots are always on offer. They are 2 for £3.50, and because I'm quite hungry today, having done Parkrun this morning, I'm going to enjoy one of these in a bit. I also just got a few protein shakes, cheap and quick and easy, just to have in the fridge when I want something a bit extra. And then tonight's dinner, because Dave is out at work this evening, and my plans for the rest of today is to go on with editing our Florida videos. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a ready meal, quick and easy. So I picked up this one, a new one that I've not had before, from Prepped Protein, 36 grams of protein apparently, and macro tracked if you are so inclined. But it's also 435 calories, and it's firecracker chicken with spring onion rice. And I thought that sounded good. Happy to give it a try. So I'll let you know how I enjoy that later. Yeah, that's my little shop. That's my little haul done. If you do like shopping hauls, then I will link at the end of this video to my husband Dave's YouTube channel. He started doing shopping hauls for last year. I'm very lucky. He takes responsibility for a lot of the meal planning that we have and does the shopping. And then he was like, oh, I could start filming that and sharing it. And he genuinely, I think, shares very good, useful money-saving tips. And obviously, because I am trying to lose weight and be healthier, he does talk about healthier meal options and stuff. So I'll link at the end of this video. If you're interested, go check him out. Go and check out those videos. Give him a subscribe. But now I need to get home and I need to eat. So earlier this week, it was in the news that the online sale of weight loss jabs, skinny jabs, was going to be much tighter and stricter. What I've seen more of is people who are buying weight loss jabs not through a registered pharmacy. So they're buying it on the black market, they're buying it through beauty salons, they're buying it through WhatsApp messages. All of those things I think are causing a big problem, because people are buying what they think is medication that's been produced in the right way for safe use following instructions. But do you know? And I think that's a big part of the bigger problem. But people generally aren't going to be looking into that detail. They're just going to hear about the horror stories and they're going to group it all in together. And I feel like a lot of the current news and a lot of the current noise is because it's all getting grouped in together, whereas actually I think they are two very different things. And I think looking at how they can crack down on the unregistered, unregulated ones should be as much as a priority, if not more of a priority, than going after the pharmacies who may not be flawless, but do have some checks in place. I also have a bit of a theory that some of the stuff behind the scenes and some of the stuff that's really driving this maybe isn't the concern for public health. Just bear with me. I think Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, all of these weight loss injections are helping people in their battles with obesity. And I would maybe guess and expect that other places, such as the diet industry, as well as fast food, junk food, sugar industry, I imagine there's a lot of different parts of the market that are really being impacted by this. And they're probably quite pissed off. So it really, really would not surprise me to find out down the line that there are big movements behind the scenes who are pushing a lot of this narrative. We'll see. But does that sound completely bonkers? Like, sound possible? Maybe? Do I need a tinfoil hat? I don't know. So the rules around the online prescribing are governed by the General Pharmaceutical Company, and they have said they are tightening up the rules. So up until now, when you are registering with a new provider, you have to provide, well, from my experience, you have to provide details of your health, details of your height, you have to provide photo evidence of your weight, full body photo, and a photo on the scales, both with the date in a piece of paper clearly. And that was when I first registered with any new provider. So when I have jumped around in the past from different providers, there's always been those same checks I've had to go through. And that has made it easier for me to jump around from different providers to get the best prices. Whereas now, I think what's being said is that you'll have to have a video call or in-person consultation with a pharmacy or provider, as well as getting verifying information, which could include from your GP. Now, I have got absolutely nothing personally against that. I've got nothing to hide. I know that right now I still qualify. My BMI is still over 30, despite all of the weight I have lost. I do wonder about the impact that will have on GP surgeries because, it's hard enough getting appointments, for example, so extra work going there. Will that have an impact? Will that have caused delays for people? Will that then result in increasing costs, which then takes it more and more out of reach for some people who may really need it? Like, there's a lot in that I'm like, we'll see. And I also wonder what that'll mean for the jumping around with different providers. So it might be that actually now I'm just going to stick with one provider, which also is not a bad thing as I continue to lose weight and my BMI gets closer towards just being overweight and then eventually getting towards like a healthy normal range. Because if I want to continue taking Mounjaro, then I want that kind of good history with a provider who's going to support that. Now, I've already got my next pen in the fridge. As you've seen today, I have used the 5th dose, so the 10ml I did have is all used up and gone. My next pen is also going to be 10ml, and I'll start that next week. So it's going to be, at least 3, maybe like 3.5 weeks before I'm getting ready to order my next pen. So I won't have like an immediate update to say how things have changed, if they've changed at all with a provider. There's also questions about, okay, if you're already registered with a provider, will you have to go through all of that re-registering again, or are they going to be able to just continue to provide it to you? I'm not massively concerned. If it's a bit of extra work, a bit of extra faff, then for me, it's worth it. But again, I just think, like, look at the bigger picture. Look at the black market. Look at the places that people are getting the unlicensed medication. Because I have never done that, and I never would consider doing that. And I think anyone who considers that must be really, really desperate. Again, just another week, more news stories, more scaremongering, and like I say, I'm not necessarily against tighter restrictions to make sure that things are done as safely as possible, because yes, there will be people who may try or want to take these drugs where they shouldn't, and yes, there are side effects, and yes, there are risks that come with it, as there are with many, dare I say, any drug that you might take. But right now, all the focus is on these drugs because, shocking, skinny jabs. And I thought I would just show you on the website, because whilst I'm saying I would never get caught out or buy from anywhere that wasn't a proper registered pharmacy from proper providers, it is easy to be scammed or to fall for it online. So as I said, the General Pharmaceutical Council is responsible for the prescribing in the UK. And here we are on the Zava website, and just scrolling down past everything else, here you get authorised and regulated in the UK by, and then you've got Care Quality Commission. You've also got something about Cyber Essentials. That sounds very exciting. And then you've got the registered pharmacy one here. Now, I know that yes, it would be possible for any company. I could set up a website and I could copy and paste all of these and put them on my website, and it could mean absolutely nothing because I am not a pharmacist. But if you click on the hyperlinks, so this one here, it takes you to pharmacyregulation.org, and you can clearly see this is a General Pharmaceutical Council, and then you can see that the company that I use, Zava, is registered here, gives you the details, gives you his registration number. You could even go and see an inspection report if you wanted to, and that's just a way I think that you can confirm for yourself the first time you are trying any new provider. And again, just to show you another provider that I have used in the past, IQ Doctor. Now, IQ Doctor sometimes has some good savings offers. So here we are on the IQ Doctor website. It says medicines dispensed by registered UK pharmacists, gives you a pharmacy number, and that's a hyperlink there because you can see it's coming up with a line. But also, again, scrolling down to the very bottom, and here we've got the registered pharmacy with the registered pharmacy number, and clicking on that takes us back to the same General Pharmaceutical Council, where you can then see the pharmacy name, you can see it's registered, and again you can see inspection reports and details if you wanted to. I honestly don't know where the time has gone today, so I'm going to have my dinner now. I've also been editing this video that you are watching, and I'm up to date. And yeah, I filmed quite a lot today. I've been having a very chatty cafe, so I'm going to not keep you too much longer in this one. But I did say that I would let you know what I thought of this, so let's get it cooked and I'll do a taste test. There we go then, that is the meal cooked. Do you know what? That's not a bad portion for a ready meal. I'm not feeling very, very hungry, so I'm looking forward to this. It smells very good. I have a little taste of a sauce as I was pouring it out, and it's got some kick to it. So the verdict on that ready meal, the firecracker chicken, very, very tasty. A lot of chilli in that, which I could feel, and my stomach is telling me there was some chilli in there, which I'm a little bit concerned about. I know that obviously I've not done like a what I ate in a day. I have had other foods that I've not been filming everything today. I'm going to have a yogurt in a bit as well. But I do think having had that salad for lunch, that had quite a lot of pasta in it, it wasn't a huge portion, but actually that was a lot of kind of carbs and that kind of heavier pasta at lunch that I've been having for a long time. And so I think that was still filling me up and keeping me going. And I've had dinner now because I knew I needed to have dinner. I don't want to have it too late. But yeah, I'm feeling very happily satisfied with that ready meal. Tomorrow it is mine and Dave's 7 years wedding anniversary. And look, it's actually, oh, I can't show you because the camera's locked onto me. Bloody thing. There are some of the pictures from when we got married over in Iceland. And I actually think I could now fit back into my wedding suit if I so wished. I'm not planning on it, but it's just nice to know I could. So tomorrow, we've already said we're not going to go out for dinner. We've only been back a week since being away on holiday where we ate out a lot. So we are going to have a roast dinner, a Sunday roast here at home. I'm hoping to get to the gym in the morning or to go to spin. I'm on the wait list at the minute, so we'll see. And we need to go and do a cold water swim to keep us on track with our penguin challenge that we are doing through the winter with those cold water swims. And then in the week, I'm away for that. I'm away with work for a couple of days, so we'll see when I come to weigh in next weekend how things have gone. I'm hopeful that I can kind of get balance with having some days where I am more relaxed. You know, I'm going to enjoy the roast dinner tomorrow, that's for sure, but also not going wild at the breakfast buffet at the hotel on Wednesday. That's what I'm telling myself here. But thanks so much for sticking around for today. It's been nice actually to pick up the camera, talk to you throughout the day. I feel like I've had a lot to update you on and a lot of stuff to rant or ramble about. Go ahead and leave a dragon emoji in the comments to let me know that you got this far, because I've mentioned I'm going to Wales in the week. So stick a dragon down and I'll know that you've made it all the way through this video. And if you have made it all the way through, thank you very much. And I will not leave it so long, and I will see you again very soon. Okay, bye.